Hello everyone and welcome to the Gamla Healing channel, the channel where we are trying to get closer to the purpose of our soul and to align with our soul. Today we're gonna discuss the new moon that will take place on Friday, on February 9th, and that will be in the sign of Aquarius at the degree number 20. And this degree in the sign of Aquarius is very specific. It has a meaning as all degrees of the zodiac, but this one holds this message. It's saying that a large white dove is bringing a message. And so it's very much linked to the story that is taking place in the Bible, the story of Noah and his ark. Noah, after the flood, embarked on this ark with many animals and the survivors of the flood. And at some point, after days and days sailing on the waters that flooded the earth, Noah sends a dove above the ocean, above the waters. And he's hoping that the bird would come back with a proof that there is some earth somewhere that is now dry and where they could start their lives all over again. And at some point, after a few days, the dove is coming back with the branch of a tree, of an olive tree actually. And it's then the sign that the land is close and that the water is starting to withdraw and that a new civilization can potentially start all over again. And this is the kind of energy that this new moon in Aquarius on the degree 20 is bringing. It's the announcement that a new world is coming, that we are approaching a new land, a new continent that we have no idea of. And this is through the archetype of Aquarius. And Aquarius, as we know, is bringing all those new technologies, those new discoveries. And we've seen it in the last days with, for example, Apple that released the new virtual reality tools and objects. And this isn't just a little taste, a little idea of what could come in the next years with those new technological discoveries and all the different tools and new ways of living that will be integrated in our daily lives. And we have no idea what kind of land we are approaching, but for sure it's coming, it's very close. And so this dove is really representing with the olive tree branch the fact that we are coming soon to this age, to this new way of living. And with this Sabian degree number 20 in Aquarius, it has also the meaning that for the people who are putting the work, that are doing the shadow work, putting the effort to heal themselves, to do the shadow work, to dive really in the unconscious, to heal their wounds and their traumas and so on, the dove is really a sign, that a spiritual sign from the heavens that we are approaching, that the time is coming, and that all the efforts that have been put in are going to be fruitful at some point. And those who are already on this way, that are really starting to be really aligned with their soul already, can foresee and can feel how it's gonna be in this land that we are approaching. There's already we can feel it in the air that it's gonna be a very, very strong change, and that society will be completely changed and deeply different from what we know today. And in the end, this white dove is a strong symbol of peace. And it's really sending the message for those who are doing all those efforts to heal and to be at service for the society and to become themselves and to be authentic and full of integrity, that they will find peace. The dove is really the symbol of peace, and whatever is coming, whatever the world will look like, whatever the shape the society will take, they will be at peace, because with the work that they are doing, by being aligned with themselves and by being at service to the collective, they will be aligned with whatever happens, whatever is coming. So this is also a huge message of trust and peace that is coming ahead if we are aligning with ourselves, if we are here for good and for the service of all here as humans. So there is already this energy, this very simple energy that is at the base of this new moon in Aquarius, that a new world, a new land is coming. And in combination to that, there is Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, so the ruler of this new moon, that is squaring this new moon. So there is really a friction that is applied on the new moon that is taking place. Uranus in Taurus is not very at ease there. It's not really happy because Uranus is radical change, is really going at full speed, it's changing constantly, and it's really lightning energy. It's unpredictable. It wants to break down everything and to innovate, change everything. And in Taurus, it's very difficult because Taurus is stubborn. It likes when it's simple, when it's predictable. So the energy is a bit slowed down there, but still change is coming and it's already on its way. And so the invitation here, or the meaning of this square of Uranus, is that the future, the land that is coming, the new society ahead, is going to be constantly unpredictable. And this is very much linked to the reading of the I Ching that I've made recently to try to understand what are the energies already going on and floating in the air. And the answer was that it's related to the hexagram number 25 of the I Ching. And this hexagram is called the unexpected. So it's really fitting completely the energy of Uranus. Uranus is the rebel, you know, it's, as I said, the unpredictability. It wants to break down things. It wants to bring change and to innovate. It's the rule breaker. It's Prometheus. You know, in the mythology, Prometheus is the god that brought fire to the human species in order for them to have a new technology, and it changed everything. So Uranus is really bringing this energy to the new moon by squaring it, by bringing this friction. It's announcing that with this new world that is coming, a new technology will be brought, something that will change radically our life. We have no idea yet what this technology will be, but we can see it as a metaphor of the fire that Prometheus brought on Earth for the human species. It will change our lives radically for sure. And so in this new world, we will really have to embrace the unexpected and to deal with what we can't control, where we can't decide which parameters will be playing in the game, you know, what we can't really plan or forecast or foresee in the future. We will really have to deal with it and to get used to it. We will really have to be flexible and to adapt to any kind of situation. We will not be able to plan only for situation A. We will have to plan for situation A, B, C, and not expect one of them to happen for sure. We will have to be ready for situations A, B, and C, because we have no idea what will happen, and it will be constantly the case. And at the same time, this kind of unpredictability will bring a lot of opportunities because it will change constantly, and we will have the opportunity to seize them and to take the chance to use them for our advantage and to grow and to evolve in new directions that we had no idea of before. The challenge will be to be reactive to those opportunities and to be able to adapt very quickly and to answer immediately and to react as fast as possible, as fast as the events are taking place. And this will be completely new because we are not used to this really strong and quick, fast energy. So we will not be able to let ourselves be surprised because we'll have to be constantly flexible and constantly learning to be vigilant and to be lucid at all time, very much present in the moment. And that will be actually the most important thing, to be very much in the present and aligned, to be able to see constantly what's happening and to be able to react as fast as possible. So we will have to train ourselves to get used to this energy because it will not be easy at all at the beginning, and the exercise will be to really follow the flow and to be carried by the energy and to stop thinking in the box and to constantly try to plan ahead in the future because it will simply not work anymore. But the global message is really that we should be present, that we should live in the moment and stop thinking about the future in our daily actions. For example, if we are living right now in the moment and we are sowing seeds, we hope that those seeds will grow and become plants or trees that will give fruits in the future. And we base ourselves on the harvest that we will get from those seeds in the future. But we have no idea what could happen between the time we put them in the soil and the time they give the fruits, or if ever they give the fruits. So we should only focus on the present and constantly do our best to possibly have the best outcome out of our actions, but without fixing ourselves on the results. We should constantly take care of those seeds, water the plants, take care of them constantly in order possibly to reach the best outcome of it, but without planning our life according to it. We should remain constantly flexible, and this comes with practice and the understanding that if we are constantly aligned with ourselves, if we are constantly aligned with our soul, with what we are supposed to do here in this life, whatever happens, we will be centered in the moment, and whatever the world is experiencing, whatever happens around us in the society, we'll be able to go through it, because in the end we are incarnating in this life. Our soul came in this life so that we individuate completely and that we realize its purpose, that we serve the collective by being ourselves completely. So if we are doing what we are supposed to do in this life, we are in any case, whatever happens, at the right place. The hexagram number 25 of the I Ching, the unexpected, as I mentioned, was also linked with the hexagram number 13, that is the fellowship. And this was translated into the fact that this unexpected word that is coming, that we are approaching, will especially play out in our relationships. And we will learn especially how to deal with unpredictability in our relationships first. And this is very much linked with the last full moon that happened in the sign of Leo, where we were invited once again, as every year, to understand what is our own light. How can we shine completely? How can we actualize ourselves and our ego? How can we express our creativity in the world without any boundaries, without fearing anything, without thinking what the others will say about us? How can we put it out in the world without being scared of it? And how can we shine as a sun, as a real sun, without burning the others around us? And how can we burn all together? How can we shine all together without destroying the people that are also around us? How can we express our creativity without preventing the others to express their own? That's the question. And this plays out in our relationships. How can we deal with that, with the unpredictability of the others? How can we still relate all together without being able to plan ahead how the other person will react? Because we can't plan what the others are going to do in the next minute. Our relationships with our friends, with our family, our lovers, with our colleagues, with everyone out there is not possible to plan. We can't forecast, we can't foresee what they will do, because they are also playing on their side as an individual, and they are also trying, we are all trying to align with our own purpose and to shine our own light. And it's unpredictable because we don't even know ourselves what we are going to do next in the next minute or hour, exactly how we're going to react, how we're going to adapt ourselves to a certain situation. It's not even possible for ourselves. So to plan ahead for the others is even impossible. So how can we let go the idea of controlling them and put them in our scheduled plan? We have to let go of this idea, and we will have to work with this energy already and to learn from it in order to approach the unpredictable world that is coming ahead. This is also the challenge that is coming up, and this will be even more activated with the next conjunction of Venus and Mars that is coming up in the sky in the sign of Aquarius also, and during the same lunar cycle that is starting with this new moon in Aquarius. This conjunction of Mars and Venus in the sign of Aquarius is a reset of the coming together of the masculine and the feminine energies. It's a cycle that's lasting 2 years, so it's repeating itself. It's a renewal every 2 years, and this time is taking place in the sign of Aquarius, as I said, and at the degree number 6, the Sabian degree number 6. The meaning of the 6th degree of Aquarius, where the conjunction is taking place, is the following. It's a masked figure performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. And so this is bringing the meaning that in our relationships, we are all wearing masks, right? It's very difficult to know who is trustful, who is lying, who is hiding, who is really full of integrity or not. And it's really an invitation for this new cycle of Mars and Venus to bring a new type of energy and to let all our masks fall down. And it's really an exercise of coming together in front of each other and to really be who we are, aligned with our souls, in complete truth, without lying, without fearing of hiding any kind of taboos or secrets or shame. And how can we open ourselves completely? How can we do that without fear? And by doing this in the sign of Aquarius, it's really the opportunity to bring a transpersonal evolution to our society. By doing the work on our side, by letting the mask down, by showing ourselves as we are in our relationships, we will trigger changes and evolutions that will take place in the society and will bring the evolution of the collective forward. The last celestial configuration or geometry that I wanted to approach and discuss during this video is the conjunction of the North Node of the Moon and Chiron, the wounded healer, that is gonna take place in the sign of Aries, this time not Aquarius anymore, at the degree number 17 of Aries, and it will be exact on the 5th of March, but the energy will be already active already in the next few days after the new moon, and it will be anyways taking place exactly during the same moon cycle because it's lasting 28 days more or less as usual. And so the North Node of the Moon is showing where we are trying to evolve all together collectively as a human species. It's the direction in which we are going at the moment. And Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the wound of our soul, the wound that is not possible to heal. And at the same time, the wound where we can become experts and become healers for the others who have the same wounds as ours. And so it's a really strong and powerful invitation to heal together collectively, but in the sign of Aries, and especially at this degree number 17 of the Sabian signification, that is turning within to experience our true self. It's a collective healing that is going through the healing of the self, of the individual, right? So it's kind of an invitation of turning the hermit mode on and to withdraw, to go into our cave and to meditate and to dive deep in our psyche, in our subconscious, and to dive and look for what needs to be healed within ourselves, that we will be able to bring the collective forward, to really follow the direction of the North Node, the collective movement forward. And so it's really an invitation to go within and to look for the power that we have in ourselves. Aries is related to the self-power, the power of the individual, our life force energy, where we find our strength and our willpower, where we can take decisions, where we can fight for others or for ourselves, where we become the warrior, right? And so it's by understanding where our wounds are, where it hurts, that we will be able to understand where we can put our skills or ourselves to the service of the collective. And we will understand what our battle is actually. Why am I here? What is my role in the collective battle, let's say? that is coming up with this new world that we are approaching, because we will have to fight. We will have to fight for our right, for our safety, for our values, for our ideas. So the invitation is really to go inward in our cave, full hermit mode, understand where it hurts, what is my wound. If it's not possible to heal it, or at least to understand it and to approach it and to do as good as possible to integrate it in our lives, in the actualization of ourselves, in the alignment with our soul. And once it's done, when we start to understand where it hurts and why it hurts, we can already find the power inside. And it's really the signification of this conjunction in Aries for the North Node and Chiron here. To understand where it hurts, to find the weapons next to those wounds, and to use them to fight collectively for what we think is right, or for our own values, for our own ideas. So it's really the invitation of this next conjunction that is coming up in the sign of Aries, that will be exact, once again, as I say, on the 5th of March, but it's the energy will climb up until then, and it will already be strongly activated anyways around the 12th or 13th of February, because the moon will join already the North Node and Chiron in the sky. So it will emotionally already activate all our deep wounds that we all have. They are all different, but Chiron will be activated anyway. So the wounds of our souls will be activated, and it will be the opportunity of some kind of emotional release or breakthroughs or catharsis that will happen around those days. It's, if you allow it, if you follow the flow, if you let the energy come to you, then there will be a huge possibility for healing or for understanding your own wounds, and then, as I say, to magnify them and use them for the greatest good of the collective of humans as a species. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about in this video for the new moon in Aquarius. I think that's already a lot, and I'm very thankful if you watched the entire video, if you stayed with me until now. It's really amazing. I'm really grateful. And I really invite you to interact with me, to comment below the video if you have questions, if you want to know a little bit more how the conjunction of Mars and Venus is going to affect you, for example, or the conjunction of the North Node and Chiron. I can give you insights if you want to know more about it, or of course, if you want to understand exactly what the purpose of your soul is, what you could do to align with your purpose, then I would advise you to book a reading for me, and we could already have a call to understand if we resonate and if we can really work well together. So don't hesitate to contact me by commenting below on the video, or you can go on my website gamlahealing.com, and you will find everything. So for now, I wish you a beautiful new moon on Friday, and you can do your rituals, set your intentions, do your meditations, of course, during the weekend, because the energy is lasting more or less 2.5 days, 3 days. So you have time to really let it settle, let it flow through you, and really ask yourself, okay, how is it affecting me? How do I want to use this energy? How can I let it carry me, and how can I use it at best? You will have a few days to really reflect upon it, and I really advise you to do so, because don't forget that we are approaching a completely new world, and we're gonna have to follow the flow in any case. So I thank you again for everything, for listening to me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.